Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading, all about what kind of healer are you. I want to just kind of put this out here with the caveat that this is a very deep topic. So I'm going to be kind of doing an overview in whichever group that you're picking. And your identity as a healer is so unique to you. The way that it evolves is so unique to your personal journey. So if you are looking for this reading for yourself, sorry, I have an itchy spot on my back. If you're looking for this reading for yourself, please feel free to check out my shop, which is linked in the description box. I don't currently offer this as like a standalone reading, but I'm happy to do this as a custom reading if you're interested in wanting to do a deeper dive. So yeah, big topic, really, really important. So we're going to get a better feel for, excuse me, I had a burp stuck. It was just too much. Oh, there it is again. My goodness, pardon me. We're going to get a better feel for, what type of healer you are, in what capacity your healing abilities tend to, be called upon, possibly a little bit of your journey to kind of understanding your own healing abilities and applying those, just all kinds of really, really good stuff. So we have 3 options to choose from today, as usual. We have option 1 with the orange candle, option 2 with the black candle, and option 3 with the red candle. So take as much time as you need. You can pause the video, reflect, meditate, contemplate on the options. Once you have discerned which one best resonates with your energy, the energy of this question for you, head down to the timestamps in the description box below. But with that, I'm going to move to group 1. Hi, group 1. Pardon my itchy nose. So I was really, if you skipped the little intro, the way I ended the intro, I was like, I am going to move to group 1. I'm immediately getting the storyteller vibe. I don't know if you like to tell stories, if you really appreciate the art of storytelling. There is this almost kind of like slightly shamanic energy, or like a community elder, or just somebody who, part of your healing might come to you, might be passed down through a lineage, passed down through a community, through getting an inherited practice. Excuse me. But for some of you, your healing ability is going to come through in the way you tell stories. This might not emerge until much later in your life. I was immediately getting this energy of, you're going to go through a journey of clearing your truth. Some of you might end up being born into this life with significant inherited issues with your throat chakra. So it might be kind of like this journey of like a 180, where what was initially your most impacted, blocked, weakest chakra becomes your source of strength, right? I'm getting a lot of purple as well. So again, very active third eye. You might see a lot, but not really know how to communicate it, or might see a lot and then not be believed. This could be, like I said, an inherited issue. So something in your family lineage. This could also be a past life issue that is following you. But your healing abilities come from telling the truth, telling your truth. And again, this doesn't have this energy so much of like, a rebel or like the truth teller kind of a thing. This feels more like you're telling important inspirational stories. You're sharing sharing knowledge and wisdom that's been passed down. This is kind of more the vibe that I'm picking up. So with that, let's jump in. Let's look at your cards. I also want to take a quick minute to note, wow, I'm stumbling over my words super badly all of a sudden. So again, there's a level where I do feel like you guys are going to go through blockage. We have orange here, which is the sacral chakra. And there's a sense here where, both the throat and the sacral chakra are very much connected to our creativity. There's a sense here where I feel like something you're going to need to heal is this ability to be able to repair the trust you have with your instinct, and repair the trust you have with your instinctual emotions, or your instinct around your emotions. A lot of repression type energy here. You might also need to heal your relationship to your divine feminine energy, because we all have both divine masculine and divine feminine energies within us. So that might be part of your personal journey, right? The sacral chakra is our water chakra, and it has to, like I said, deal with our emotions and our emotional experiences and expression. So there might be a lot of repression that needs to be cleared. So let's get into your cards. Wow, okay, we have rejection, but even just look at the image. This is the crown chakra in this deck. So again, a lot to get into. There's very spiritual energy going on here. We have, I'm not surprised, we have deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learning through experience and depths. That image is so pretty. And we have advocate. The light attribute is inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attribute is embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Okay. It's going to take you a while to find what your calling is. It's going to take you a while to find what your truth is. I was drawn into the shadow attribute on advocate, not because I feel like you guys will be in this shadow energy, but I do feel like there is a process of, committing to or embracing, not necessarily negative causes, but causes or, ideas that are not, where there's no growth for you spiritually. And I say that because she's, got the little tree that she's protecting here. So there's a sense here where there's no growth, right? Or there's just, yeah. That's as simply as I can put it. And so part of this journey for you might really be about, once again, being on your own growth journey to find what it is that's empowering and important to you. And there's this element here of authentic creative expression. There might be a very deep rejection wound that you have to work through. And this could even, as I mentioned prior, be your own, your own kind of Akashic records and the wounding you have received from past lives that you're working through in this lifetime. But this can also be, I was going to say inherited. The word hermetic was coming out. So take that as it resonates. But, we have way of the mystic, learning through experiencing. This is why if you're on a journey for a long time to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, figure out your calling, that's okay, right? Look at how we have the portal on the ocean floor. She's having to do a deep dive. This isn't something that's right beneath the surface. This is going to take you time to get to because your power and your strength comes from your experiences and being able to understand those from a spiritual perspective. This is why I was getting that kind of shamanistic, energy of somebody who's, in their regardless of gender identity or expression, in their crone energy, and they're really sharing the wisdom of their experience. And, it's kind of like, you can't tell a story if the story's not done yet, right? There's only so much, there's only so much you can do. You can't tell a story, fully if the story is incomplete. And so this might take time, and that's okay. I feel like this energy, look at all the canvases, that it will take you time to figure out what is true to you. But I want to clarify rejection here. You might also be helping people. Your stories might help people get through their own fears of rejection. Your stories are going to lead people on a journey to do a deep dive into themselves and figure out what in their life they want to advocate for, what they want to see grow, what they want to, siphon energy away from, right? Where are they putting their energy? But clarifying rejection, we have the Ace of Wands, Temperance, okay? Sagittarius showing up. Excuse my burp. And the Chariot. Okay. This is really interesting. So again, there's a lot about creativity here. See how the cat's almost about to hit the snake, and the snake's like, try me. There's a sense here with this version of the Ace of Wands of, passion and fire and inspiration, but there's also risk, and there's a question. Snakes are one of those kind of dualistic animals where they do represent deception, and kind of like that sneaky, slithery kind of vibe, but they are also representative of healing, transformation. They're very much associated, in certain ways with that kind of shamanistic way of the witch, right? They are that transformation. They're the magic, and that magic of shedding the layers of what is no longer, what is not you, either in this life kind of sense, figuring out what's for you, what's not. This could also be shedding karmic layers. So you guys might have a long journey through your karmic, I don't know why the word debt is coming up. I usually don't like to use that term for several reasons, but through karmic debt, I'm hearing the word distress, So like kind of the effects of these karmic cycles in your life. But there's a sense here where with all these clarifying rejection and this being the crown chakra, you're on a spiritual journey. And what you will end up sharing with others and showing others is this sense, we have Cancer and Sagittarius here. And those two are quincunx from one another on the wheel of the zodiac, which is a notoriously challenging placement. I feel like there's a sense here of like finding balance between wanting to do things by your own willpower and allowing spirit to lead the way. So again, you might have several different directions in your life where you're heading one way. I'm seeing a Roomba bumping into a wall and then turning around, going one way, and then you really think it's for you and it ends up not being that, right? This is a journey to your authentic soul self. And having to, the Ace of Wands, having to try it and hope for the best, having to like try things, and, brave possible rejection in order to find your place, in order to find your sense of self, your personal power, to find, I'm getting the sense of where you belong as well. For some of you, you're really looking for that, to find a sense of peace. You're on a journey through that. And so I feel like your healing abilities is that you will be somebody who, through your own creative expression, artistic expression, just the way you express, right, will be helping other people through that. For some of you, you are an artist or you'd like to be an artist. You will develop into an artist. But it kind of almost asks you to, this journey is going to ask you to try on different disguises, almost like different versions of yourself, and be willing to, kind of start going down the path and have to be rerouted, right? Those experiences are significant, right? Those experiences are part of the journey to finding yourself. And especially with this image on Temperance, right? The black and white cats, to being able to explore your light and shadow sides, which is usually a theme here of the Chariot. This might be something where you have this idea of what you want, and it's very, very traditional, usually, right? Or there's like a huge emphasis, like I want a family, I want to, because it's Cancerian energy, I want a family, I want, a partner, I want to find my sense of home. Some of you might have Chiron in Cancer. I want to be able to find these things, I want to be able to have that. Hang on, I'm having a brain fart, hang on. Oh, and part of this journey is going to be about finding what is, like reevaluating and figuring out what is actually like for you, what is something that you want for yourself, what is something that's in alignment with you. So this is a huge part of your healer journey, right? But I want to get more details into your role as an actual healer. Again, huge energy here of storytelling. I want to look at this card, but not take it. Knight of Pentacles, it will be a long journey. So part of it's really going to be about sharing this journey very openly with others. Five of Cups reversed, yeah, that you can experience a sense of loss and there is still something after loss, right? For some of you, you're going to have a significant loss. You've already had one. Eight of Cups reversed. And it's very hard for you to let go of that. It's very hard to walk away from that. Some of you might have lost a mother or a mother figure or the relationship with a mother. Some of you have been looking for a long time for like the right mentor and you feel lost or like you're lacking guidance. And these are all themes that are going to be playing into your role as a healer. But let's see what else you have. Six of Wands, yeah, that there can still be success after failure. Absolutely. The Magician, and that you are at the epicenter of your own personal power. You have the power to make, to turn lead into gold, right? To make something beautiful out of something challenging. And the Knight of Swords, yeah, this is what I mean. There's going to be a lot here about communication. I feel like learning how to trust your own wisdom is going to be at the height of this. But yeah, I'm picking up very much so because the Magician as well as this energy of putting on a show. There's a lot about communication, about being in the spotlight. So in terms of your healer capacity, I feel like you will be sharing your story However this ends up manifesting and resonating for you, you will end up sharing your story with the exact group of people who need to hear it. Some of you, this will end up being like, again, something that you get, like you're in the spotlight doing, something that garners like a lot of attention. For some of you, this is just going to be like in your community or within your family, whatever group, whatever collective it is that you are meant to serve, your words will reach the exact right people. I'm seeing like from your mouth, like right to their ears, like they're showing me a beam of energy. And there's a sense here of the story that you're telling and the way that you tell your own story is significant because there's a lot of events that led up to this, right? But all of it led up to you being exactly where you needed to be. And, there's a sense here of the magician can make whatever they want, right? That's why their mind is so powerful, why it's so important to be conscientious of their thoughts. And so this journey for you, right, whatever it is for you personally, this journey of overcoming a fear of rejection or of rejecting, the norm in order to find something that's authentic to you, of overcoming a fear of your personal truth or of sharing your personal truth, whatever that might be. Your journey is going to be one of you finding your personal power to be authentic and to be proud and to let that person, that authentic self, that authentic journey shine. So your way of being a healer is just sharing your journey. Your way of being a healer is putting your creative work out there and helping inspire other people to do the same. So that's super duper cool. I think that's all I'm seeing for group 1 for right now. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a joy to get to read for you today. And I hope I get to read for you again in the future real soon. Take care. Bye. About to make a mesh. Hi, group 2. Okay. As soon as I was preparing for your reading, I wanted to take like a deep breath. I feel like you guys might be clairsentient. You might be hearing ocean healer. Some of you like to work with ocean energy. Some of you are a sea witch. But some of you like to work with, that very prevalent water energy. You're like true blue healer through and through is kind of the vibe. Some of you just like your aura, your presence, because even now I'm like, that was nice. I could use a nap. Like, I feel like I'm settled down enough from your energy that I could nap if I wanted to. And so you guys chose the black candle. This is an energy of magic for me. But this is also an energy of finding your personal power. Black kind of absorbs all other colors. So some of you might be empathic, clairsentient, and you just absorb people, right? You absorb their energy. People feel like they're supported with you, by you. It's kind of like the sense of, not everybody feels this way about the ocean, but there's a sense of like the ocean is a vast, huge world that we know very little of, but it can be so healing to be a part of it, right? A lot of people experience your energy like that. Like they don't even really fully know like your story. You could be the person that everyone's like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, or strangers come tell you what's going on with them. That's kind of the vibe. Again, like very kind of like almost, I don't want to say stereotypical healer, but like classic group 2. There's that kind of sense here. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Very, very calming. I'm also getting the sense of power though. Like if people do anger you or like try to take advantage, it's like the power of the ocean kind of a deal. Like I feel like if you don't already, I feel like you garner respect. And if that's not already happening, that's going to be a part of this journey. The longer people know you, the more they start to see and appreciate your gifts and your power. So they might, this is kind of the energy of people might kind of be a little flippant with you or take you for granted. Initially, the longer they know you, the more they're kind of like, okay, this is legit. You might be very, very psychically aware. It's, again, just people feel like you can absorb their energy and hold space for it. And they feel very supported, right? I'm seeing somebody floating in the tide, right? Like kind of out to sea. It's like it's almost like a psychic siren kind of energy, like with people who might not normally trust or might not normally open up, like they can't help but be enveloped by your energy. It's comforting, it's soothing, even though it has the power to, you know, to hurt them or to swallow them whole. All they really feel with you is held and guided, if that makes sense. So let's see what you got. Throat chakra with workaholic. I have an itchy leg, hang on. Whoa, okay, the sirens with use your voice, expansion, and freedom. I don't look at these cards before I like to discover them with you, so that's cool. It's like siren energy. Boom. And bully. So much blue here. The light attributes are highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you to confront inner fears that bully you. Bam. Shadow attribute is conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So what I'm really getting here, I was really drawn into, helps you confront inner fears that bully you, right? We have this very angry cloud, you know, like blowing air here. There's a sense of, like, again, like you calm the waters, right? What could have been a storm or what used to be a storm, you help. It's kind of weird because, right, like water is always indicative of our emotions and our intuition. So there might be senses here where people who have emotional distress, I feel like people who have been using activity or work or, you know, they've been using other things to kind of, this is that busy kind of energy. They've been using other things to kind of cover up how they're feeling or distract themselves. There's a sense here where, like, maybe they don't open up a whole lot. Maybe, you know, you catch them at a period in their life where they're hurting, right? They're trying to avoid dealing with, it's like an emotional wound. It's like the emotional equivalent of somebody who clearly broke their leg and insists on walking around on it. And you're like, the fuck? There's that kind of sense here, right? And so there's a sense here where I feel like people have this kind of interesting, you know, connection with you where they feel so held, so loved, supported. You know, again, you, like with this image, you mirror them back in some way. They feel like they are with somebody among like kind, right? With somebody who gets them. You might be a great active listener. But they're with somebody who gets them, and it's like this energy where something they've been avoiding or ignoring for a long time, right? These, you know, inner fears that bully you is getting my attention. These inner issues that, you know, they've been blown about by the winds. They've been controlled by the winds of these pains, these wounds, these truths that they haven't wanted to really face because it's painful. It has, like, gotten to the point where it's dictated some aspect of their life. And there's a sense here where they've spent so much time and energy avoiding this thing, and you come into their life when it needs to be healed, when something's got to give, when they need to change. And so something where they've very, you know, actively put effort into avoiding, you get them to open up about it, right? You know, you might have people tell you, like, I've never told anyone that before. Like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. You might have people be able to open up a lot about their fears, that this is like that, I'll take it to the grave with me. You might get people to share emotional experiences that they've never told anybody about. There's something like that, right? And it's interesting because I don't feel like you push. I don't feel like you're nosy. I feel like it's just part of your energy. And I say that because everybody here has their eyes closed. She's looking away. There's a sense here of, like, you just get people to open up, right? And again, it's because you most likely, like, reflect their energy. You could be absorbing their energy. There's a sense here of, again, I'm noticing her eyes are shut, right? People don't feel like, people can open up to you because they feel like they're not telling you anything you don't already know somehow. And a lot of this is not conscious, right? This is beneath the surface. They're like, I don't know why I feel like I can talk to group 2 like that. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. It's kind of the energy here. Some people might have this, like, push-pull relationship with that where they're drawn into what you have to say, but they're also afraid of the fact that you have that power. They're afraid of the fact that they can open up to you. They're afraid of the fact that you get them to open up without really doing all that much. And they're like, why am I telling them this? I don't know why I feel that energy so hard. But there's that sense here, right? So this is absolutely, and also too with workaholic, this is an energy that you have been doing for quite a long time. This is like since birth. busted out the womb doing this pretty much is the energy. So even since you were like a little kid, and that could be actually a drawback, is it kind of may have been, I feel it's like kind of back and forth with it, where it's like you might have been put in positions that were kind of emotionally and, developmentally, above your head, out of your pay grade. But spiritually, you knew it was the right thing, because spiritually you have this energy, old soul all day. But I want to know more about this. I'm wanting to clarify bully in particular. You're a healer by bullying people. No, I'm just kidding. I don't see that. But I was like, as soon as it came out, I'm like, okay, tell me more before I start talking about it. Yep, Six of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords is, a card about finding peace and mental rest, right? And for me, this is always an inner child healing card, because in the traditional deck, they depict a woman and her child in the boat that's being steered toward calmer waters. And again, that energy of like choppy waters versus calm waters. So we have this card of inner child healing, and it is reversed. The Empress is beneath that. So this could be, especially, you might attract people in who have mother wounds or wounded divine feminine energy. Or you might have this very mothering kind of energy, right? You could have Venus, I'm seeing in the 12th house. You could have Venus in Pisces, Venus in the 8th house, potentially. I don't know why those ones are coming up, but there's a sense here where you see how in this deck, the carrier is open, but this cat's just like, no. There's something where when people have had difficult traumatic experiences, particularly dating back to childhood, whatever the lesson was, they had to learn that. It's like spirits open the door already, right? They can move past it. They, the worst is over, but they're having a lot of trouble releasing it. This is where you come in. Yeah, I feel like you might encourage people to have a big emotional release a lot. But anyway, yep, Two of Cups reversed when there is a loss of a significant relationship. Five of Wands, a lot of chaos. I'm getting in the home. Sorry, I always laugh at this cat's expression. I don't know if you can really see it going. I don't know, it just makes me laugh. And the Star, very, very healing for people. Very, very healing to help people find their authenticity again. And I have two other cards I'm going to look at in a moment, but I want to talk about these first. You could identify as like a starseed or a light worker, something like that. But yeah, the Two of Cups reversed is where, Two of Cups reversed to the Five of Wands. You help people heal from an important relationship where there should have been reciprocity. They should have been supported. Not only having that not be the case, right? Whether it fell apart or is just never like that, but in place of where there should be love, support, care, reciprocity. It's also a soul contract, right? There should be that soulmate energy. And so not only, when people don't have that or it's fallen apart in their life, but when it is replaced by power struggle, right? When somebody has experienced significant, painful power struggle within an important soulmate relationship, and they are still wounded from that, right? For some, this is like when they have a relationship, an important relationship, end or fall out of their life, and they're struggling really, really hard to heal, to move on, to be open and vulnerable again. You find people in that space. I feel like they find you a lot, but you find them, they find you quite a lot. First, if you're drawn into this group, you might have this sense where this is very specific. At some deep internal intuitive level, you know who you are, but if somebody, you can't quite put it into, you can't conceptualize it. You can't put it into words. Like your subconscious, your intuition, your emotions are as vast and mysterious as an ocean, but you know every piece of it at the same time. Deep down, you know it, even if you would never be able to put it into words or be able to describe it to another person. I'm getting every description of you feels like a fraction of the real thing, the whole thing. But there are some feelings, energies, and experiences that, at least at this point, they just don't make words for, It kind of has that energy. Yep, Eight of Cups reverse and the Nine of Pentacles reverse. So especially when these, I don't know why my voice squeaked, when these difficult soulmate relationships have impacted somebody's sense of self, their sense of self-worth. I'm hearing dinged their self-worth. When that has happened and they are struggling to move past that, they are struggling to heal their self-worth, that's when you come in. I'm sorry, I have this itchy spot on my back. That's when you come in, right? I'm noticing the rooster here, so there's a sense where if somebody's struggling to kind of hear the wake-up call, there's a sense of like to hear spirit being like, okay, it's time for a new chapter, it's time for a new energy. Again, I almost pick up this energy that people might have kind of back and forth energy with you, right? They might kind of like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like, it's almost this energy of like, I'm so happy you're here. Spiritually, they know they need you. But some people are so closed off that they're almost they might get angry with you, right? Or like push you away really, really hard. Because there's a sense of like, I don't open up to people, almost kind of like, how dare you get me to trust you? How dare you get me to open up? So some people might act out, I'm hearing attachment wounds. It seems like if somebody's like hyper avoidant, that might be where there's a little bit more push pull within themselves of like, we saw this earlier with the Two of Cups reverse. It's like, I don't ever want this to happen again. And like, and this isn't conscious, like I never ever want this to happen again. So I have taken specific measures to make sure like this does not happen to me. And here you are creeping in past my defenses with the start. There's almost this like angry energy of like, how dare you try to heal me? How dare you like make me trust you? How dare you? Like, I don't feel like that's most people, but you might experience a little bit of pushback. So if you have connections like that in your life, and it might be like on the surface very confusing where you're like, I was just being nice to them, like I was just being kind, like I was just trying, like very genuine, pure emotions and intentions, that might be what's going on, is that there's going to be a small portion, I don't know, I'm seeing 10%, maybe 10% of the people that you help throughout your life. I do think there's trepidation with a lot of people, but about 10% of the people you're sent here to help in your life, for some of you, again, that number will vary, it's just a very specific number, will just outright, flat out try to reject it. And you may or may not, accomplish your goal with them in the end. What is this card? Yep, the World reverse. For some people, they call you into their life and they need what you have to offer. For some people, though, they're going to be so triggered by that, it's going to take something else to help them close out the cycle, right? It's going to take other things. So if there are relationships in your life where you're like, I don't understand what happened, like that might very well be what's going on. Most people are very attracted to your energy. Again, you could have significant Venus placements. Your Venus could aspect your Chiron in some way, shape, or form. But you have very like attractive energy because people need to be drawn in to what you have to say. Sorry, I have an itch. People need your energy, need your light. But it also is, because look at how we have this stack of paintings, right? It's like you might cause this purge reaction, this emotional purge reaction out of people, or cause them to purge a lot of old energy. This could first be like an emotional like purge and energetic, like almost getting like this imaging of like just like vomiting, not literally, but like purging out all this old energy. And then the person not long after that purge might go into this explosive period of creativity in their life. And this is because, there is a big, big, big block, right? And you help get that block out of the way. It's almost like, they're drifting out to sea, and that's scary, but it's almost kind of like you make them comfortable and calm, and before they know it, they're washing up on, these new shores, right? This better place. So I do feel like people might be trying to figure you out or misreading you or like hesitant, right? It just feels like that. They're so drawn in, but they're also very afraid. I kind of want to clarify about that, like that specific, group of people. The Three of Pentacles reverse, yeah, they've been very burned by partnership in the past. Six of Swords reverse, and that's why. And the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a sense here where they feel drawn into you because they're like, I feel like this is for me. There's a sense here where you could always kind of be changing either your career field, your job, where you're living. There's something where you're always being brought to whoever needs you the most next, right? You're always shifting your look. You're always shifting your interests. And I'm not getting shapeshifter vibes as much, but you're just always rotating the circumstances of your life. You as a person are very consistent, but the circumstances that are around you might change. So this is why it kind of gives me that energy of hesitation. People might be like, well, I saw that they were doing this, like a year ago, but now they're doing this. And like, if these two things don't seem to add up, this might be like a surface level thing, right? These two things don't seem to add up. They're like, well, who are they really, right? They totally changed up their vibe, their style. I thought they were more kind of like, I thought they were kind of more, a little bit more jockey, but now they're like really like, artistic. And like, who are they really, right? If people have noticed you have several big changes, there's a sense here of like trying to figure out who you really are, because a lot of people who you're going to be helping, like I said, have been very burned by important connections. So there's a sense here where there's a lot of trust wounds. You might encounter a lot of people with trust wounds. Yeah, Four of Pentacles reversed, and they want to get a sense of who you are before they open up to you. But I feel like you just make people feel at home. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, there's the back and forth of like, they're drawn in, but they're a little afraid. They're drawn in, but they're a little afraid. Just know that that's normal considering kind of the effect that you have on people. The Sun. I do feel like you would provide a lot of healing to people, and a lot of understanding. People are in a much better place after having worked with you spiritually, right? After being in your energy for a while. And I think it has to almost like maybe not get worse to get better, but there's got to be that purge, and then after the fact they feel a lot better. So I think that's just about everything I have for you today, Group 2. This is awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I get the chance to read for you again in the future. Take care. Bye. Oh my God. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Hi, Group 3. So immediately, as soon as I started getting ready for your group, I started hiccuping and like burping and stuff, which I do a lot anyway. But sometimes for me, that can be like a little extra added sign of like struggling to digest. When I was shuffling, you guys were the only group that I channeled anything. I heard Agents of Chiron. So do a deep dive on your Chiron placement, because there's something here where, Chiron's the wounded healer, and it can reflect an area that we are very adept at healing other people, but struggle to heal ourselves, right? It's a wound that we have, that we so intimately understand from our own experiences, and that we can help other people, but we struggle to heal it within ourselves. So there's a sense here with the, you pick the red candle, and it makes me think of the red thread of destiny. So there's some like an element of destiny here, in terms of your work as a healer, and in terms of when people cross your path. But it's also making me think of the root chakra. And again, even though the root chakra doesn't always really, rule our digestive system, I am thinking of those two, where it's like you help people. I feel like you help people like ground and kind of like digest and work through, I'm getting more like challenging energies. So you might actually work with other healers quite a lot. So if other healers have absorbed quite a lot of negative energy, or have absorbed a lot of, they've really taken one for the team, you might help them ground, help them work with that. I'm being shown the image of like, a medic rushing around, in battle and trying to, heal people in that sense. So again, you might kind of, maybe you encounter a lot of spiritually gifted folks. Maybe you encounter a lot of people who try to work with the public in like a humanitarian context. People who are drawn toward roles as healers or healing professions. Some of you could work in a healing profession. There's, whether it's emotional, mental, or spiritual, you might be like, I don't know why, but like I seem to be a magnet for like friendships with people who are therapists, or I seem to be a magnet for life coaches. I seem to be a magnet for like, like tarot readers, whatever it is, because you're like a healer for other healers. So that's super cool. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. But I want to see what you got. Okay, throat chakra with Quest. You have the Isle of Avalon, healing, returning to wholeness, and transformation. Yeah, no joke. And dilettante. I love this card. The light attributes are delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the dangers of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Shadow attribute is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Okay. Okay, hang on. I'm getting into this. There's a sense here where, hang on, I'm just breaking this down for a second. So first of all, I feel like your energy, the work you do is kind of like this respite for other healers, right? We have healing, returning to wholeness, transformation. There's the portal right here. And this lady's just like, chilling out, having a great bath. So, you could be the person that everybody like calls when they're in crisis. You could be the person that if somebody's going through a major shift and transformation in their life, you happen to come across them, you like help ground and revitalize other people, again, particularly those who are healers in and of themselves. I want to clarify this. It might be very important for you to ground, because this has this energy of like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but like, you know, you kind of just roll with it. Page of Cups reverse. Yeah, there could be a lot of pent up emotions that kind of need to be expressed. It's kind of something I'm getting. That's not usually the meaning of that card. 10 of Cups reverse. You could help a lot of people who are struggling with like childhood emotional wounding. Or this could even be something that you developed in childhood. Look at even how on the 8 of Wands, this like mama cat is rescuing the kitten. Sorry, we had cars driving by and it distracted me for a sec. I also have an itch on my leg. You could also like find people, like I'm getting very ironically ungrounded. So there's a sense here where you could kind of help ground other people. Again, it's like in moments of crisis, people reach out to you. Make sure you're grounding yourself equally. Like I said, this could come from an experience in your own childhood where there's a lot of chaos, emotional upheaval, you know, 10 of Cups reverse. And this version, where did it go? Oh, in this version, like this person, you know, is holding this cat. So there could be like this energy, like this little kitten. There could be this energy where a lot of this comes for you from like your own experiences, where you're supposed to be kind of like emotionally supported and maybe you ended up supporting other people, or there's just always chaos and like conflict and stuff like that. So you learn to kind of like go with the flow. You might be, again, very like comfortable in situations of crisis or chaos. You're like, yeah, I can handle this. And I do see that, but I'm clarifying Isle of Avalon here. For some of you, the name Avalon is important. We have the 7 of Swords. I like how on this deck the cat is peeing on the wall. The Queen of Wands reverse. Okay. Whoa, and the King of Swords. Jesus. Okay. Okay. A lot of you, we have fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sag, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. A lot of you, I feel like this is talking about your own story, honestly. These could reflect your parents. So some of you could have had a really absentee mother figure. Whenever I get the King or Queen of Wands reversed, because upright, they are so, you know, confident. They're so gregarious. They're naturally very attractive, right, to other people. Like, other people want to be in their energy. For me, when they come out reversed, sorry, my voice is squeaking, I'm still recovering. When they come out reversed, this can kind of indicate people who are validation seeking, people who, you know, seem confident, but they really lack it, right? They could have a lot of vanity. So for me, the King and Queen of Wands, when they're reversed, sometimes can speak of kind of people who have narcissistic traits. Some of you may have a narcissistic mother or a narcissistic parent. This feels like an explosive couple, and I'll tell you why. This person is somebody who likes to be adored, somebody who will, because look at how the cat's sticking his little butt up, somebody who will try to almost like force people to compliment them. Sorry, I have an itchy spot on my head. So force people to compliment them, you know, try to like fish for compliments, try to like kind of pressure people to like recognize their greatness. This is somebody who always needs validation but wants to pretend that they don't. This is somebody who can really see the big picture, and, you know, is very honest and very blunt and very direct, but also does not, this person, it's interesting, this feels like a karmic pairing, so these again might be like your parents, but this person this person will not feed the ego of this person. So this person will try to find little ways of getting back at this person, right? This is somebody who, I feel like the way that this person responds is by withholding information. Again, the cat's peeing on the wall here. By withholding information, by lying, by, you know, trying to sneak, like get away with things, be sneaky. And this feels like this person created a lot of chaos for this person. Now, I'm not saying that this person is a perfect person. Again, this person is honest and blunt, and generally, you know, is looking at the big picture, but can be a little emotionally detached, right? So if this person is, you know, seeking validation because some part of them, needs it. Why is this person validation seeking? The Eight of Cups reversed. Something happened to them and they have not been able to walk away from it or let it go. So they're trying to compensate. Yep, Ten of Swords reversed. They've been very, very badly hurt. And I'm not excusing, their unhealthy behavior. This person's been very badly hurt. And they have not been able to walk away from it. They have not been able to let it go. They carry it with them every single day. So there's a sense of like needing to have validation, needing to have, people tell them how great they are, needing to always have people around them, always have attention. There's something like that. And so this person does not give this Queen of Wands reverse, does not give that to them. They might even go so far as to call them out in the attempt to try to be as honest and direct as possible, but possibly mishandled, right? Because what this person needs, yes, a dose of reality and certainly a helping of personal emotional accountability. But this person is like this because they did not get empathetic attunement at a time in their development they really needed it, right? So what this person needs is a skilled therapist to help them to learn how to emotionally, empathetically attune both to self and then more to others as well. So I feel like this is a dynamic, and I know I'm getting very specific about this. This is a dynamic that helped I'm almost getting like forge you in the fires. This felt like there was crossfire between these two people, right? Because this person wants to act logically to the point where sometimes, the King of Swords at least has an element of diplomacy. See how he's going out the little cat door? The way this person may have dealt with this situation, because it has this energy of, well, I gave them my word, right? So like, let's say this is a couple and they promised to stay together, or, this person promised to help. It's like, I gave them my word, but this person was always out the door. This person was always trying to sneak away. I feel like this person was always trying to sneak things here to bother this person. Again, there's like a lot going on underneath the surface. This feels like chaotic kind of shit. There was a lot of hidden motives, hidden truth here. I feel like with quests, you never really knew which way to go. You never really knew what was real because we have two different realities being depicted here. You never really knew which way to go and what to do. So, these are coming out with the Isle of Avalon. This is something that, I think might need to be healed within yourself. Your quest for your own personal truth. Your quest to emotionally empathize and attune to self. Because we have no cups cards yet, to heal these wounds within yourself. These might be part of your personal journey, but these also might be how you help others. But again, these are the fires that I feel like you were forged in. So you learn to kind of adapt. You learn to think on your feet. This can be about, this can be sly, sneaky energy, but somebody who's also very quick on their feet, how to react quickly. I want to know more about your this Isle of Avalon, though, how this energy plays out for you. Two of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're somebody who you might be able to timeline hop, because even look over here, we have these what looks like two portals. You might be able to timeline hop between different realities. So something that's really important for you is learning how to master your mind. But this might be something that you help other people to do. Eight of Wands reversed, when it seems like all hope is lost. Nine of Cups reversed. And then the Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, I feel like your skill here is that you can help other people find the silver lining here with the Five of Cups. When all hope seems to be lost, when, a dream has fallen apart, has fallen through, when things are not moving forward, you help, look at how it's got the little lizard. It's I feel like you help almost energetically lift people up and put them in a new timeline. And the way that you do that is that you work with their energy. You're primarily an energy healer. You work with their energy. You might literally help them sit down and problem solve. But you help them seek out a new perspective with the Five of Cups reversed. You help them, even though things have been difficult for some people, you help them to not just give up on it, not just walk away entirely. You help them make a plan on how to fix the situation, how to make changes. This feels like how to roll with the punches, right? You're you bring a lot of optimism to other people. Now, because I'm getting this Chiron energy, this might be something where this is very hard for you to do. It's, you feel like you preach something and then struggle to implement it in your own life, right? Struggle to practice it. It might just be a part of your journey that you need to, learn how to heal this wound, because you might be, able to time jump pretty easily, timeline hop. between different realities. And so if you experience a lot of ups and downs, that might be part of it. If you experience a lot of like, it's opposite sides of the same coin. If you experience that, that might be part of it. So healing that within yourself, healing your mental energy, healing your Chiron energy might be crucial to you. And healing our Chiron energy is a lifelong journey, but it might be crucial to you being able to manifest the outcome you desire. With dilettante, we have delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the dangers of becoming superficial in your pursuits. But the shadow attribute is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. I almost feel like this is you guys in the sense of you might encourage people to follow their authenticity. It's like, even if you're not perfect at it, just start doing it, right? Again, like, a dilettante for me is somebody who pivots their interests a lot. So it's kind of like that energy of, okay, what you wanted to happen didn't work out, or this dream didn't work out. That's okay. There's still options. You still have so many options. It's totally okay, right? You help people do that, or like something bad happened. There's still good things. Let me show you, right? Let me encourage you. Let me help connect you to these resources. You might like inspire people to try a lot of new hobbies, right? You might, some of you are your authors, your writers, or you might be interested in providing art therapy to people, but using this creative force, right? After something in their life has been destroyed, or after they've really lost a lot. You help them kind of see, like, have that pivotal paradigm shift that helps them move forward. You might notice that people become a lot more abundant after connecting with you, that people are finally able to heal things that they've been working through for quite a long time. And there's a sense here where, pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. This might be the imposter syndrome thing. You guys might feel like, again, because of Chiron energy, if you struggle to heal it within yourself, or if you're going back and forth between believing that things can turn out better, right? Believing in that optimism versus falling back into despair, or feeling like you're fooling yourself. There's a sense here where you might feel like you're giving out advice that you don't take, or that it works for everybody else but not for you. So you might, I'm hearing the word, I'm a sham. You might struggle sometimes through this imposter syndrome energy, and that's just like going to be part of your personal healing. The more you heal yourself, the better you're going to be able to heal others, right? I want to know more about this. 7 of Wands reversed. I feel like you help people let go of their defensiveness when it comes to whatever didn't pan out, right? You help them kind of like get past it, let it go, like be open to different types of possibilities and solutions. The Moon. Yeah, I feel like you also help them like, with the web here, with the spiders, I feel like you help them see the creative potential and all the things that they could make for themselves, right? And how everything could connect. Like, it's like paranoia versus pronoia, which, paranoia is obviously when we're always worried that things are kind of conspiring against us. Pronoia is when things are conspiring for us, right? It's happening, for you, not to you. I really feel like that's where you help people a lot, and to see how everything could fit together to support them, because it really is all about the power of your mind. You guys might be incredible manifestors, but it's just a process of healing your own kind of experience with your personal truth, with your sense of stability with this root chakra energy, your sense of stability and security within the universe, and feeling supported. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it's like, I want to look at this card, Strength reverse. You help people when things have not worked out and they poured a lot into it. You help people kind of like get their strength back. You help people kind of get their faith back. And that helps them kind of like shift into a better timeline, into a better experience, right? So whether they stick with what they're doing and they just put more energy into it, right? They kind of take a different approach, or they just shift entirely and do something different. You help them find the strength and the optimism to be able to take that journey. So that's super cool. I think that's everything I have for group 3. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you guys big, beautiful blessings. I'm really glad I got the chance to read for you, and I hope I get to again in the future. Take care, okay? Okay, bye.